Hello. If you have not already in your advisory, uh, shut everything down and picked up your book and done 20 minutes of quiet reading, make sure you start with that. And I hope you've got a great book. I'm so excited that I do. All right. So pause this, go ahead and do your 20 minutes of reading if you haven't done that. All right. So today we are together in the building. We haven't had this experience in September in 2 years to start out the school year here together in person. And in many ways, September has always felt like New Year's to me. As a student, it was always the start of a new school year, and same as a teacher. I get to meet all new students and move my office and start a new set of classes. And so it always feels like the end of one thing and the start of something new. Now, when we look at New Year's on our calendar, which is the Gregorian calendar, and which is the calendar followed at least by businesses and official governments, mostly around the world, January 1st is the date of New Year's. That's when we flip our calendar over to start a new year. And that's got long roots in history and the change of the sun in the sky, etc. But if you look at this calendar, you'll see that there are New Year's celebrations in some places driven by where the sun is in the sky or certain constellations or the phases of the moon. In some cultures, it's based on harvest and when different fruits come to crop. But New Year's is celebrated all around the year calendar all around the world. So we can see that in February, we've got Chinese, Vietnamese, and Korean New Year's. In March is Iranian New Year. April, we had Indian, Sikh, and Thai New Year. August this year was Islamic New Year. And right now, on September 7th, we're in the middle of Jewish New Year, known as Rosh Hashanah. And we'll talk a little bit more about that. If you look around your classroom, you may notice that there are some students and maybe some staff that are out of the building today celebrating Jewish New Year with their families and friends. Coming up in November is the Indian festival of Diwali, which is a New Year celebration, and there is Hmong New Year, which we'll learn more about in November. And then the calendar comes back around to our January 1st. You notice that there are lots of New Year celebrations that are not on this calendar, but this is sort of a snapshot to give us an idea of how New Year's depends on your religion, your culture, and the place you are in the world. And so right now we are both recognizing Jewish New Year and we are celebrating our own New Year here together at North Junior High. So let's learn a little bit more about the Jewish celebration of New Year, Rosh Hashanah.
Rosh Hashanah is one of my favorite days of the whole year. It's a holiday on the Jewish calendar that begins usually around the fall months, where you blow shofar, this ram's horn, and you make a sound of punctuating the year, saying, "We're going to begin again." And it is full of traditions and full of family, meals, and spending time together in community. Rosh Hashanah really stands out in the Jewish calendar as a uniquely, not exclusively Jewish holiday. This is a moment where Jews and non-Jews can really come together. It's an invitation to come together as community way beyond any one of our tribes. Rosh Hashanah is actually a 2-day holiday, and I take from that I have so much to celebrate and actually so much to let go of from the year that just ended that it takes some time. The most common way that people observe Rosh Hashanah doesn't happen in the synagogue, it happens at home. And the meal right before the holiday begins is the gathering of friends and family, and there are various traditions, including taking pieces of an apple and dipping it in honey and saying, "May the year be sweet like this." I remember as a young child, I'm actually allergic to apples. And so the tradition of dipping an apple into honey was one that I just couldn't do. And so eventually we started finding a new fruit, a fruit we'd never tried before. And so it was always exciting to find, what does the fruit look like? How do I prepare it? Does it taste good in the end at all? I remember as a child just feeling so excited about it every year. As a parent now, I really hope that my children are experiencing it not as an allergic reaction, but as an exploration, as something to discover. Even though it's an ancient tradition, it's never the same when you do it right. The greeting for Rosh Hashanah, if you see someone who's in that zone, is you say, Shana Tova, may it be a good year. The extended version of that is Lishana Tova Tikatevu V'Techatemu. May you be written and inscribed for a good year, because one of the metaphors on Rosh Hashanah is that God has a book of life. And my biggest prayer for everybody, especially me, I guess, is that I be written in for one more year of life. And so my wish for you when I see you is that you have that blessing too. In the spirit of Rosh Hashanah, what I really wish everyone, both physically present and virtually here, a sense of safety in the world, a sense of health and peace, and that the people that you love and the people you don't know and the people you disagree with can actually experience a world where there's less tumult, where we can actually stand together, hopeful about the year to come. So I wish that for you.
What a beautiful blessing he offers us. Both the people we love and the people we are around, but also the people we don't know and the people that we know and struggle to get along with, that we can all be together, moving forward together in this new year. And we will now gather up in a circle as best you can in your advisory space. Please pull your chairs into a circle where everybody can see everyone else. That's one of the most important parts of circle. You don't want people in front of or behind others, and you don't want people at lots of different levels. Hopefully you're all kind of at the same eye level and you can see each other. So you're going to take a minute to move your chairs. Teachers, if you want to, when I'm done talking, if you want to just pause on this screen, I'll leave it up for a little bit at the end here. So you can just pause on it so you've got the questions, or else these slides will also be in the Canvas course and you can just pull those up and open up this slide. What I want you to think about, you can add any questions. So if you've got enough time and you want to do a pass where everybody just does a quick check-in about how they're doing at the start of the week, go ahead and do that. The passes for this topic this week are thinking through, we haven't been together in the school building in September for a couple of years. And last year had a lot of pretty big changes in it, starting at home, completely virtual. Some of you came back earlier in the year. Some of the others didn't come back until late in the year. And some of you haven't been back in the building until this fall. So when we think from last September, when we were all home virtual, to now, what are the things we want to celebrate from last year, September to September? And then what is something that you either want to or you need to let go of from the past year? And that will be the second pass. And then if you have time again and you would like to do a final pass of just what's your wish for everyone in your advisory or in our school or in our community for this new year, please feel free to do one final pass and make a wish for each other for a great new year. So I'm going to stop talking now, but I'll leave this screen up for about 30 seconds. So if people want time to get it paused, go for it. Have a wonderful week in classes and a wonderful circle today.